I call the meeting to order.
Yeah, there you go.
May I have a roll call, please?
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2. Joe Flores, Precinct 3.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
That constitutes a quorum. I would you please lead us in prayer?
Yes, sir. Dear Lord, we thank you for the promises of love and protection. Grant us hope, health, and healing to families and individuals who are facing struggles today. Thank you for blessing us with another day with our families and with our work. Give us each the guidance, knowledge, discipline, and determination to effectively fulfill our duties of making the best decision for Hidalgo County. May we each recognize every opportunity to pass your blessings on to others every day. In your name, amen.
Amen. Do we have anybody sign up for open forum? San Juanita Aguirre.
Buenos días.
San Juanita, just a moment, please. Is someone going to interpret to English?
I can do it.
You will?
But the ladies are here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sí.
Well, can you come forward so they can do it simultaneously? Because y'all can. You
Buenos
can tell her
días.
to kind of pause so
Okay.
that you can interpret it. Thank you.
Ok, sí, sí, está bien. Buenos días, mi nombre es Juanita Aguirre, soy miembro de Lupe y vengo a agradecerles lo de la limpieza que tuvimos en la colonia Palmas del Norte 2.
Good morning, my name is Juanita Aguirre. I'm a member of Lupe, and I'm here to thank you for cleaning up the cleanup that we had in Colonia Palmas of Norte 2.
Dos.
Norte 2.
La intención para limpiar los diches y este esfuerzo ha sido muy bueno. Por eso por ese apoyo, ya que pedimos limpiar los diches.
Your intention to clean up the sewers and your effort have been very, very, very good. We thank you for your help and support because we ask you to clean up the sewers.
Le queremos dar las gracias al señor Joe Flores y al señor Víctor Gallardo.
We want to thank Mr. Flores and Mr. Victor Gallardo
Por este apoyo que nos han dado.
for the support that they've given us.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, we have the approval of the consent agenda or any of the items there want to be pulled for separate discussion.
None known, Judge.
Motion approved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Item 5, requesting authority to advertise an approval procurement packet as attached here to Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 Security Guard Services RFB number 8CDD1 19-051-0703, including the re-advertising of project in the event that no bids are received and or rejected and the project is still required.
Some approval. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Good morning. Item C,
B.
or B?
5B.
5B, thank you. Requesting approval of Dow County Drainage District Number 1 to enter into an interlocal agreement at no fee cost to Dow County Drainage District Number 1 with Cooperative Purchase Solutions Alliance PSA as an additional procurement resource for purchasing as needed basis with authority of chairman of the board to execute documents subject to legal review.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service contract with Leonel Garza Jr. and Associates LLC as it relates to on-call real estate appraisal services for Dow County Drainage District Number 1 projects approved for negotiation by the Board of Directors. Agenda item 703880 on May 21st, 2019, subject to legal review and compliance House Bill 1295, contract CACD 11902780606.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D, request approval of budget amendment to carry over the December 31st, 2018 available budgets into 2019 District Capital Projects Fund 130, Capital Projects Fund 132, dash 2008 Bond Series, and Capital Projects Fund 133, dash 2013 Bond Series. This will facilitate the budgetary accounting for the continued construction of district projects that have been approved by the board in the prior years.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item E1, presentation of the firms responding to the RFP number ACDD 1-19-028-0320 Title Company Service Pool for the purpose of accepting as qualified by the Board of Directors.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Pursuant to the Board's approval, requesting authority for the County District Number 1 to negotiate separate contracts with each of the qualified proposers. A, Sierra Title of Hidalgo County, Inc., B, Valley Land Title Company Limited, DBA Valley Land Title Company, C, Edwards Abstract and Title Company LLC, DBA Edwards Abstract and Title Company for the provisions of title company services on on-call and as-needed basis for Hidalgo County District Number 1 projects.
Move for approval. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. 6A, recommending bid award and approval to issue a purchase order to Rio Valley Pipe LLC, DBA Kappa, the sole responsible bidder, meeting all requirements, specifications for the advertised RFP number ACDD 1-19-047-0529, purchase of precast cover boxes 12 by 8 for Hidalgo Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 13, subject to compliance House Bill 1295 when if applicable.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Just for the information, this is for the crossing on Military Road on our project over there in Hidalgo, sir.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so we're putting that in place, working with Sam's Engineering to get that in place, and then work with TxDOT also, since they're reconstructing that portion of the work. We're trying to get ahead of it, put it in place, so that way we don't have to tear the road up again when,
Is IOC on board on that?
we're working with, through TxDOT with that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Item 7B, consideration approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County and the Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 for the purchase of the South Detention Basin property. Enter into interlocal with the county to, which has been reviewed by both legal counsels, to purchase the asset, which is our South Detention, the Penitas Basin. It's one of our projects that we're partnering with the county on to acquire that asset for the full maintenance of it. It's been fully constructed. Everything's in place, and we're requesting that to take over.
Move for approval. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Did I? Okay, and I apologize. I need to go back to 7A. Requesting authority, I apologize for that. Requesting authority to advertise and approval of plan specification developed by Mr. Salivar from my office for the Willacy County Relief Channel Overflow Structure Improvements, RFP number ACDD 1-19-054-0703, including the advertisement of the project and the event no bids responses are received and or rejected, and project is still required.
Move for approval. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. 7B2, approval of budget amendments to transfer available budgets from 2013 bond projects and place into system acquisition budget as needed for the first payment of the purchase of the Penitas Drain Basin for the Hidalgo County. Funds for purchase and are being obtained from the following 2012 bond projects. Transfer Precinct 3 Road Drainage Development, $736,602.82. Transfer for the South Main Drain Weir Number 5, $256,103. Construction is not required. Transfer for the North Main Drain Weir 3, $253,866. Again, construction is not required. Transfer for the North Main Drain Weir 1, $100,532.42. Project completed. Transfer for the main flood water channel Weir Number 5, $55,055. Project has been completed. Appropriate from interest earned on 2013 bond series proceeds into system acquisition amount $132,784.39.
What's the move for approval from 2A to F?
Do you have the total?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I just had, what was the sum of all of it?
The sum of it is the first payment. What is the total of these? What was the total of these?
Because you're transferring all these
Oh,
monies into.
the totals will equal the amount necessary for the 2.5.
It's the next number.
The 2.5.
But it's not these.
Sorry.
No, because there's money already in
there?
system acquisition, so this would be the remaining amount needed.
You don't have a total on that?
Yes, we'll get you right now. Add them up real quick.
It's fine. You can.
About 1.5.
We'll get it right now. For item 3 is the approval of the payment in the amount of $2,575,787.84 from the 2012 bond referendum 2013 series system acquisition budget.
That's fine. Raul, you can just come back to it.
So moved. Second.
Let me get you the number right.
We had already taken action on that, right?
Not on this one, not on 3.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Sorry about that. That's the total. So, Commissioner, that total is $1,172,978.82. So we have the remaining monies already allocated to equate to the 2.5 million.
Right.
So we're just sweeping that money. Projects we completed. A couple of weirs we evaluated internally with our engineering staff to make sure that everything was adequate and in working condition for them. So we were able to determine that. So that money's being swept as well. So. Item 8A, requesting approval of interlocal agreement by and between Hidalgo County Drainage Number 1, City of Donna, and Donna Irrigation District as it relates to Chaparral Drain Extension Project.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks
Item
for getting that
8B.
done. It only took about a year or so, but thank you.
Yes,
for
sir.
getting
No,
that done.
we've been working with the city. We had submitted over to the city, so it's going to help the southern area. We've already worked, as you know, from Old River Road south all the way to the outfall. We've gotten the structures at the floodway done. We've got crossings at Victoria Road, 493, Chaparral Road, and then we've got the ditch done. And so this is interconnection for that southern section of South Donna.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. 8B, approval and increase of 280 working hours through December 31st, 2019 for administration slot 23 part-time clerk from 20 hours per week to 30 hours per week.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B2, approval of budget amendment of fund increase in the amount of $4,230.58. That includes taxes, unemployment, and workers' compensation.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, approval to issue payment of the following items proceeding review and compliance with contract terms and conditions. 1, acceptance of certificate of substantial completion from Bullard Construction, Inc., pertaining construction contract number ACDD 1-18-002-0522, Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, Administration Building.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 2, approval of application for payment number 9B1061-09 in the amount of $222,228.77 from Bullard Construction, Inc., pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1-18-002-0522, ACDD 1, Administration Building. Everything's in order.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
We do not have any closed session
Don't
items
have a
today.
closed session.
Thank you.
Copy.
Judge, we have approximately, 14 minutes intermission.
Okay. That concludes our agenda items. Meeting is adjourned. We'll return at 10 o'clock for our regular agenda items.
Proclamation, it's actual work.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2. Joe Flores, Precinct 3.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
That constitutes a quorum. I want to start by saying that on June the 6th, 1944, more than 160,000 Allied troops landed on the beaches of Normandy, France, for what would have been known as D-Day. Today marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day and the Battle of Normandy. More than 9,000 soldiers lost their lives, but their sacrifice allowed the U.S. and its allies to move forward and win World War II. Less than 4% of World War II veterans are still alive to witness this anniversary. An 18-year-old soldier would now be 93 years old today. So today we honor the soldiers who changed the course of World War II for their heroism and bravery. As part of Hidalgo County's efforts to recognize and honor all veterans, we have begun a new tradition of having our Pledge of Allegiance led by a veteran. So today, we are honored to have Dr. Martha Klang a veteran of the United States Army, to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Doctor.
I pledge an allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
In honor of D-Day, we're going to deviate from our usual prayer. As dawn broke on June 6, 1944, German soldiers defending the French coast of Normandy held an awe-inspiring sight, the largest amphibious invasion force in history. More than 160,000 Allied troops helped change the course of World War II, as Judge Cortez said. President Roosevelt addressed the nation and said a prayer, and this is just a part of his prayer. Our sons, pride of our nation, this day have set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our republic, our religion, and our civilization, and to set us free of suffering humanity. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. They will need thy blessings. Their road will be long and hard, for the enemy is strong, and he may hurl back our forces. Amen.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Thank you for having us here today. My name is Samuel Perez, and I'm with Hidalgo County Veterans Services.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, in behalf of Commissioners Court and Veterans Services, we wanted to recognize Women Veterans Day, June 12th, with this proclamation. I have the pleasure of knowing a lot of the women veterans here in our audience today. I have the pleasure of working with a lot of them as well. And let me tell you, Commissioners and Judge, that we're amongst some very accomplished women. Okay, a lot of these women have deployed in the Gulf War, Iraq War, and the Afghan War. Some of them with numerous deployments. But it's not what they did in service that impresses me. It's what they did post-service that has impressed me the most. A lot of us veterans return back from service and have a hard time in the community adjusting. But they have overcome that obstacle and have educated themselves and engraved themselves in the community. They have become educators. They have become social workers, counselors, and even doctorates. Some of them are wives and mothers. So today, I just wanted to commend them for their sacrifices and thank you for your service. And I hope to continue our partnership in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And the proclamation reads, in honor of Women's Veterans Day, whereas Senate Bill 805 established June 12th as Women's Veterans Day in Texas, and it was signed into law by Governor Greg Abbott on June 9th, 2017, to recognize the role of women in the military and to commemorate the sacrifices of and valor displayed by Texas women veterans. And whereas it was on that day in 1948 when President Harry S. Truman signed into law the Women's Armed Services Integration Act, which enabled women to serve as regular members of the military. And whereas women have served their country dating back to the Revolutionary War as laundresses, cooks, nurses, and spies. During World War I, more than 400 women were killed in action. In World War II, approximately 400,000 women served in non-combat roles, including mechanics, pilots, clerks, nurses, ambulance drivers, and field intelligence agents in the OSS, with 88 women having been taken as prisoner of war and 16 killed in action. And whereas Commander Elizabeth Barrett became the first woman to hold a command in a combat zone during the Vietnam War. In 1998, Captain Kathleen McGarth became the first woman to command a U.S. Navy warship. In 2004, Colonel Linda McTeague became the first woman to command a U.S. Air Force fighter squadron. In 2008, Army General Ann Dunwoody became the first woman to achieve 4-star officer rank. In 2014, Michelle Howard became the first woman to become a 4-star admiral. In 2016, Air Force General Lori Robinson took over as leader of the U.S. Northern Command, becoming the first woman to lead a unified combatant command in the highest ranking woman in U.S. military history. And whereas American women have found ways to serve their country despite resistance from men, sometimes going as far as impersonating male soldiers to join the fight. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim June 12th as Women Veterans Day in tribute to all women who have served in the armed forces and to thank them for their service and sacrifices, dated the 6th day of June 2019.
Move for approval. Second.
And I'd like them to ask them to come and actually we have a presentation for them. Then we'll take a photo with Commissioners Court.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I just wanted to point out that 4 of the women veterans joining us today are Hidalgo County employees.
Well, terrific. We're very proud of you. We have a motion to approve the proclamation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Judge, so we have some challenge coins that we handed to the judge and the commissioners, and we would like the women veterans to form a line and receive these coins by the judge and the commissioner. And at the same time, once you receive the coin, if you could come here to the side, we would like to take a group photo.
Do you mind we do it from here? It'll make it easy.
So, you have some there? Yes. I'm gonna have the white ones. No, they're empty. Oh, they're empty? Where are they?
Well, we're going to go in and go ahead and just go in. And, yes. The line, just go ahead.
We take them out of the plastic?
Yes. Take them out of the plastic.
Take them out of the plastic, and Commissioner, you can start.
Thank you so much.
Ivana, moving.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You've got to start.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Yeah, puppy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you very much. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much.
Is there any other woman veteran in the audience?
Thank you for your service. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much.
We're running, so I'm sorry.
Thank you for your service. Joanne, thank you so much. Thank you for your service. Sorry. I thought we had enough.
No. It's good. It's good.
County employees, 1, 2, 3. We have one more county employee. have veterans in the audience that want to come up here.
Absolutely, absolutely. As fast as you can.
Just got 10 more.
Huh?
Just got 10 more of these.
No, go up.
While we're taking photos, please look at the photographer. But while we're taking photos, I just wanted to name the 4 who are county employees. Norma Harlow works in the county clerk's office. She's a Navy veteran. Dr. Martha Kang, probation, Army veteran. Joanna Orenday, Sheriff's Office, Army veteran. And Crystal M. Ortiz with the DA's office, Army veteran.
All right. If we have any veterans in the audience that would like to join us in this picture very quickly, please come up forward.
You guys aren't as pretty as the ones we have out here.
You're all going to be looking front and center, please. Please look front and center. Oh, they're also please go sit.
We owe you a medal.
Okay, everyone, on the count of 3, please smile. 1, 2, and 3. And we have Alicia, who is a retired employee from the WIC office up here as well. If you could raise your hand. And we thank you all for your service.
Oh, the medals. The last 2 women, please come up.
I'm going to be moving this back. Hi, can you help me move this?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your job. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
This is good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you.
I'll get it. Okay.
Yeah, you have to put it.
I know this is a happy day for many of us and a glorious day for many of us, but we have a lot of business to cover, so I ask you to please, keep it down on your conversation. We want to make sure we pay respect to the next one. Our next one is a resolution to honor a very special person. Where is?
He's behind the podium.
There he is. Go ahead.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. This morning, yes, join us.
This morning we have a resolution in honor of Reverend Monsignor Louis L. Brum, who is celebrating 45 years of priesthood. Thank you. So with your permission, I'll be reading the resolution. Whereas Reverend Monsignor is a pastor of Holy Spirit Catholic Church in McAllen, Texas, over the course of 45 years of priesthood, Monsignor Brum has dedicated himself to the spiritual education and enrichment of others, and his strong faith and compassion have benefited countless people. And whereas he was ordained to the priesthood on May 11, 1974 by the Most Reverend John J. Fitzpatrick, Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Bronzeville, and was named Prelate of Honor by Pope Benedict XVI on September 23, 2005. And whereas he served as an assistant pastor at St. Joseph in Edinburgh in 1974 and Christ the King in Bronzeville in 1977, prior to becoming pastor of Holy Spirit, Monsignor Brum served as pastor at St. Helen in Rio Hondo and St. Pius X in Westlaco. And whereas carrying on with his extensive years of service, Monsignor has also served within the Diocese of Bronzeville as Dean of the Westlaco Deanery, Vicar for Religious, Moderator of the Curia, Officer of the Dean of the McAllen Deanery, Coordinator for Clergy and Religious Life, Dean of the St. Philip Deanery, Clerical Assistant to the Secular Order Carmelites in McAllen, Chaplain of the Boy Scouts of America, and has served as the Presbyteral Council, San Juan Nursing Home, Diocese Grievance Committee, Board of Trustees for the Lay Pension Plan, the Ad Hoc Committee, Priest Assignment Board, past Associate State Chaplain for the Knights of Columbus, and Chaplain for the Knights of Columbus Council 8298. And whereas Monsignor Brum will retire on June 16, 2019, his parish celebrated Monsignor Brum's ministry with a Mass and a reception on Sunday, June 2nd. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby honor Reverend Monsignor Louis L. Brum for 45 years of priesthood and for a lifetime of service to the church, and wishes him a blessed and fruitful retirement.
May I have?
Move approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Your Honor, Commissioners, I've been told to be here at 9:30 this morning. I really had no specific idea what it was coming up, so I usually am not speechless. But I just want to say with great humility, I accept and I am really very, very honored, very grateful. I want to say that in Edinburgh was my very first ministry at St. Joseph's in 1974, my first assignment. Then the Pan American University on those days was Pan America. But I had a wonderful, wonderful relationship at the courthouse and the judiciary staff and everyone. So I continue with that. In the other areas I've been, Edinburgh has been always, so the county always will be my heart. I have no words to thank all of you and for your great service. I want again thank for the service of all the veterans. A wonderful day. I'll be retiring just a few days after, so I always remember June 11 of this year. And let us thank God for the gift of life, for the many opportunities we have, what we were yesterday to be today. And let us continue to ask always for a bright and a wonderful tomorrow. Your Honor, thank you. Commissioner, thank you. And God bless all of you with his blessings and abundance. Thank you.
Thank you, Monsignor.
Chief, Chief, come over here. No, no, so she can get a better picture.
Okay.
Yeah, can you come in this over here? Can you all stand behind me, please? Sir, excuse me. Thank you.
Thank you for your dedication. Good to see you, Father. Great to see you.
You women, get your hands off of that man, please.
He knew me way back when.
Okay. Next resolution.
Next, please.
Honoring the 2019 Miss Texas.
Miss Texas, yes. So this morning we have the honor of honoring 2019 Miss Texas Yesenia Guerrero. Yes. Is your family here? Yes. If the family would like to come up as well. As I read the resolution, whereas La Joya native Yesenia Guerrero was crowned Miss Texas United States 2019 in April. In previous years, she competed in Miss Rio Grande Valley and Miss Hidalgo County and won Miss South Texas. And whereas since she was 1 month old, Ms. Guerrero has been participating in pageants. Her mother, a former pageant queen herself, originally got her daughter involved in an endeavor that is now taking her to the national level. Whereas Ms. Guerrero is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in kinesiology at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley and is in the process of opening her own gym to better serve the community's needs. And whereas she credits several people for helping her get this crown position, she is extremely grateful for the endless support of the Rio Grande Valley. And whereas the charity and volunteer work that comes with winning pageant crown has taught Ms. Guerrero how giving back to the community, regardless if mandated or not, is important in keeping communities strong. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby celebrate the 2019 Miss Texas United States Yesenia Yvette Guerrero and wishes her continued success as she competes in the Miss United States pageant July 31st to August 3rd in Las Vegas.
For approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me here today, Your Honor, Commissioners. This is truly a blessing and an honor. As she stated previously, this was no easy task. This has been something I've been working towards since I was a month old, and it definitely did not come overnight. It came with the support of my community and endless nights of practice and rehearsal and lots of tireless hours of service to my community. And of all things, of all states to be representing, Texas is just something so near and dear to my heart. I was offered opportunities to represent other states, but I turned it down and said, no, it would not feel right unless I have Texas across my body. And I'm even more so honored to be coming from the Valley where the support has been endless, that I get to represent my home and bring something that's so important to our community, which is heart disease awareness, which is my platform, that I have this opportunity to speak on it and bring a change to this. Once again, thank you so much for your support and for having me here.
Thank you.
Stop covering.
Hold on, I need to take my photo. Iconic three, please. 1, 2, and 3. Smile. Thank you.
Okay, we have several of these. So I'd like to move item 23A, resolution honoring our golfer, Jimmy Lee.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. If you can all join us.
Is he here?
Yes, if you can join me up here to my right as I'm reading this. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Julia Sullivan, Public Affairs Division, and this is item 23A under Precinct 3 Commissioner Joe M. Flores. It's a resolution in honor of UIL State 5A Boys Golf Champion Jimmy Lee. Whereas Sherryland High School golfer Jimmy Lee has been widely regarded as the best golfer in South Texas for the past 2 years at least. And whereas Mr. Lee fired a 4-under par 68 at White Wing Golf Course in Georgetown to finish 7 under over the 2-day tournament to capture the UIL Class 5A State Golf Championship. And whereas Mr. Lee was named the most valuable player by the Rio Grande Valley Golf Coaches Association, as well as being named All-District MVP in his senior year. And whereas he has placed first in numerous events and has been a regional qualifier all 4 years of school and a state qualifier all 4 years, and is the first Valley golfer to win a UIL state title since San Isidro's Eligio Ramirez Jr. accomplished that feat in 1991. And whereas Mr. Lee was a sophomore when he committed to continue his golfing career at Texas A&M University, he's now ranked 27th in the nation in junior golf and 604th in the world as an amateur golfer. And whereas Mr. Lee has a busy tournament schedule this year, including attempting to qualify for the United States Golf Association Junior Amateur Championship. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby congratulate June Min Jimmy Lee for his accomplishments and wishes him the best in all of his endeavors.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you guys so much. It is a great honor to be standing here upon you all. I feel really humble and really grateful that I got a chance to speak to you all and represent the city like I did. I'm really grateful that I got to represent Sherryland, being a Rattler for the last 4 years. It's been amazing. And I had a great coach the last 2 years to guide me through all the tough times and all the positive and all the negatives. I especially want to thank my parents and my personal golf coach, Carlos Espinosa. They've been there for me at my lowest points to my highest points. They've always been there no matter what. And again, thank you guys so much for everything.
Congratulations.
Commissioners, thank you very much. Julio Cerda, I'm a school board member at Sherryland ISD. We have our athletic coordinator, which is Mr. Ron Adame, and Ms. Garza, which is his coach. We're excited. I mean, this is something once in a lifetime. This is not happening just right now, but today, as a matter of fact, at 7 o'clock, we're going to represent the Valley in the top 4 for baseball. We got Sherryland Pioneer representing the Valley and all of South Texas and Region 4 up there. And I'll let Ron just say a couple of words on that too, and congratulations to Jimmy. One thing that really grasped me from Jimmy was that we always have our awards, and I'm pretty sure he'll touch on that. We always have our awards to the Special Olympians every year, both Sherryland and Pioneer. And this year, of course, we always have special guests, and they speak, and coach speaks and gives all the awards. But one person that showed up to make sure that they knew that they had his backing was Mr. Jimmy Lee here, and he didn't have to, and he showed up and he showed support for the kids, and that was awesome. That shows the kind of heart that this guy has. So with that, I'll turn it over to our athletic coordinator.
Thank you, Mr. Sedla. Just a couple of words about Jimmy. You know, this is a young man that I got to meet as a freshman, and in spite of all the success that he's accomplished, we're talking about a young man that's got his feet firmly on the ground. He knows what hard work will get him, and he's got a bright future ahead of us. And, you know, I'd like to think that this is has the potential to be, if not the best golfer the Rio Grande Valley has produced. He's headed for bigger things at Texas A&M, and don't be surprised if you see him on the PGA Tour at one point in the near future. So, Congratulations, Jimmy.
He does have a couple of gifts. He does have a couple of gifts here. No? Okay.
I'm looking for a third on my golf team next Saturday. Jimmy, congratulations.
Hold on.
You never run, but you gotta
Yes, ma'am.
For someone who shoots in the 90s, I'm very impressed with him.
Smile. 1, 2, and 3. Is his family here too?
Mark Doherty.
Mark Jordan?
Doherty, yes.
What's going on, Ryan? Congratulations. Coach, congratulations. Congratulations. Good luck this weekend. Tonight, right? Thank you. I'm trying.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. I'm going to take another item out of turn so we can get them back to work. Item 22E,
McAllen PUB.
McAllen PUB.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. We have item 22E. We're requesting approval. Excuse me one second. We're requesting approval of an interlocal agreement between the County of Hidalgo, the City of McAllen PUB, and the City of McAllen through the McAllen Public Utility Board regarding the installation of a 12-inch water line along Dicker Road from 23rd Street eastward to its intersection with McCall Road as part of the Precinct 2 Dicker Road project from 23rd Street to Jackson Road.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 22E2, in accordance with Section 791.014 of the Texas Government Code, requesting approval for the interlocal cooperation agreement project regarding the installation of a 12-inch water line for the Precinct 2 Dicker Road project.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Judge, Commissioners, we have Mr. J.J. Rodriguez and Mr. Mark Vega from the McAllen PUB here if you have any questions for them regarding this project.
Thanks for being here.
Or if you have anything.
Thanks for being here and your support. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, we're going to go back to our item 5D.
Looks like somebody else.
Resolution to support the summer meals program.
Good morning,
Did we skip
Judge,
four?
Commissioners.
We'll go back to 4.
Oh, that's right, that's right. We'll go back.
Okay, so are we doing 5D?
5D.
Okay. Item number 5D under County Judge Richard Cortez is a resolution in support of summer meals programs. Whereas summertime should be about children enjoying all that Texas has to offer, from farm fresh foods to our state's natural history. And whereas the school is out for summer, kids who count on eating meals at school might not otherwise have access to all the nutrition that they need to achieve to be active and healthy. And whereas 1 in 4 Texas children faces food insecurity, and summer meal programs provide an important source of good nutrition for them. And whereas increasing awareness of free summer meals through community outreach, adding new meal sites, expanding existing sites in underserved areas, and investing in summer programming to attract more children to meal sites can help ensure that children receive the proper nutrition needed for healthy and active lives. And whereas Hidalgo County is committed to making sure no child goes hungry this summer, participating agencies this year are as follows for Hidalgo County: Health and Human Services, the WIC office, the Head Start program, Food Bank, Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service, Texas Hunger Initiative, Catholic Charities, South Texas Juvenile Diabetes Association, Feed and Read, Proyecto Desarrollo Humano, Buckner Children and Family Services, Boys and Girls Clubs, Region 1, the UTRGV Food Pantry, and the STC Food Pantry. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby support summer meals programs and calls upon citizens to partner organizations to assist in providing access to them so that no child goes hungry.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And we have Dr. Elaine Hernandez, who's the Regional Director for the Texas Hunger Initiative at Baylor University, who's going to say a few words.
Thank you and good morning. Here is an army of community leaders and agencies that will make sure that no child goes hungry. Just to recognize them is our food bank here of the Rio Grande Valley. Community resource centers, if you're from a community resource center. Nonprofits such as Amigos del Valle, STJDA, Easter Seals, Children's Defense Fund, all of our boys and girls clubs, the health clinics, school districts, our universities, our Food Policy Council, Equal Voice Network, Make the First Five Count Coalition, faith-based organizations, Community Service Agency, WIC, Head Start, Health Department of Hidalgo County, and AgriLife Extension. And if I missed anyone, I'm sorry. We are answering the call to make sure that no child goes hungry. And Mr. Longoria charged us with this. Do you want to say?
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. You know, one of the things that the proclamation mentioned is that 1 in 4 children in the state of Texas go hungry or are food insecure. Actually, in Hidalgo County, it's 1 in 3. And one of the things that I wanted to stress to you all is all of these partners working together are helping to fill that gap. We know that during the summer months, it becomes even more difficult for those families living in poverty to make dollars stretch because the kids are home and all of a sudden they're faced with 3 meals a day versus sometimes providing only 1 meal a day for their children when they're off to school. So we, those of us that work in these arenas understand what having a village to be able to support and provide assistance to families during these summer months. This is crucial for them, and this is almost budgeted in for them. So for that, I want to say thank you to all of the partners who are here, all of the partners who are here in spirit, and certainly thanks to Commissioners Court for pulling us all together and making sure that those of us in Hidalgo County can provide services to families that are in crisis and that need the assistance. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Picture.
I see a big picture, but I guess we'll have a picture.
Let's do it.
Let's do a picture.
Let's go ahead and move this out of the way.
Lots of kids to feed. I'm not good for this time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yours.
Thank you all.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for being here.
I'm so sorry.
Sir, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for all you're doing.
Oh, of course.
Thank you so much.
Rickster.
Good to see you. Thank you guys.
How are you? Good. Thank you for being here.
Awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. Thank you, man.
Judge, Commissioners, just one other thing I wanted to mention is I wanted to say thank you to Elaine Hernandez. She happens to be on our CSA board, but Texas Hunger Initiative was very instrumental in bringing all of these partners to the table today. So thank you so much to Texas Hunger Initiative.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to item 22A.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Once again, it is my great pleasure on behalf of Commissioner Cantu to be here to recognize two individuals. Interestingly enough, this is going to be the closest we get here at Commissioners Court to the Red River rivalry. These two individuals that we're going to recognize this morning have accepted scholarships, one to the University of Texas and the other to Oklahoma University, and so we're very proud of them for that. We give a big round of applause for them on that as well.
Está chiquito, no?
Probably running back or.
But first, we'd like to begin with a resolution in honor of PSJ Memorial student Cruz Gomez. Whereas PSJ Senior Cruz Gomez achieved statewide and national recognition in track and field and also excelled academically, and whereas Cruz has a state ranking of first place in the 3,200 meter, which makes him the state champion, and fifth place in the 1,600 meter race. And whereas Cruz has a national ranking of 42nd place in the 3,200 meter run and 287th place in the 1,600 meter run. And whereas Cruz holds the first place title for the following 3,200 meter local and state races, PSJ Southwest Hog Relays, Mercedes Knights of Columbus Relays, PSJ ISD Tri-City Meet, the Rio Grande Valley CA Meet of Champions Finals, UIL 5A District 31, UIL 5A Area 31 and 32 Meet, UIL 5A Region 4, and Texas UIL 5 State Championship. And whereas Cruz broke the all-time Rio Grande Valley record held since 1982 for the 3,200 meter at the RGCVA Meet of Champion Finals with a time of 9 minutes, 2 seconds. Cruz holds the first place title for the following 1,600 meter local state races: PSJ Southwest Hog Relays, PSJ Tri-City Meet, the RGVCA Meet of Champions Finals, UIL District 31, UIL 5A Area 31 and 32 Meet, and fifth place for the Texas UIL 5 State Champion. And whereas Cruz excelled academically and graduated with a GPA of 4.35, was a member of the National Honor Society, and will continue his academic endeavor at the University of Texas at Austin. And whereas Cruz Gomez has displayed incredible discipline, determination, and success, bringing great pride to his family, school, city, and Hidalgo County, and the sport of track and field. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby honors PSJ ISD student Cruz Gomez for his dedication to his academic studies and his success in athletics.
Motion approved. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Congratulations.
Have you learned the hook 'em horn sign yet, or
It's like this.
Cruz, did you get second last year and first this year?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cruz. Good luck, man.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. At this time, we'd like to honor PSJ Southwest Early College High School student Diego Trevino. And whereas PSJ ISD senior Diego Trevino has achieved statewide and national recognition in track and field and also excels academically. And whereas Diego ranks first in the Division 5A shot put in the state of Texas with a throw of 63 feet, .9. And whereas Diego ranks 19th overall in the United States of America in the shot put competition. And whereas Diego has represented PSJA and Hidalgo County nationally by competing in the Amateur Athletic Union Track and Field National Championship and the United States of America Track and Field Junior Olympic National Championship. And whereas Diego set a new PSJA ISD all-time record this year with personal records of 63 feet and 9.75 inches, and currently leads the Rio Grande Valley in the shot put. And whereas Diego excels in the classroom as well and ended his senior year with a 4.0 GPA and will continue his education at the University of Oklahoma to pursue a degree in petroleum engineering. And whereas Diego Trevino has overcome adversity and displayed incredible discipline, determination, and success, bringing great pride to his family, his school, his city, Hidalgo County, and the sport of track and field. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby honors PSJ ISD student Diego Trevino for his dedication to his academics, studies, and success in athletics.
Motion approved.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Mijito, Oklahoma. Congratulations.
You didn't want me. It's just 6'4".
Congratulations. Congratulations. Best of luck.
Congratulations, brother. Congratulations, Gina.
Is it good?
We have one more this morning, Judge Commissioners. These young men excel because they have great support, not only at home from their families, but also at school from their coaches. And having said that, we'd like to recognize PSJ Memorial teacher and coach, Coach Leroy Perez. Whereas PSJ educator and coach Leroy Perez started his career in 1979, and whereas Mr. Perez was the head track and field coach for PSJ Memorial High School, and whereas Mr. Perez retired from the PSJ ISD district on May 31st, 2019, and whereas Mr. Perez has been an invaluable educator and coach to many students over his 40-year tenure, and whereas throughout his 40-year career, Mr. Perez coached his athletes and won a combined total of 18 district championships, 3 regional championships, 2 double silver medals, and 1 state championship. And whereas Mr. Perez coached many who went on to receive track and field college scholarships, including recent graduate Cruz Gomez. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby honors PSJ coach Leroy Perez.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Congratulations again, perfect timing, Coach. Going out on top. That's right. 40 years goes quickly.
If you don't mind.
21A.
Please.
21A.
morning, Judge Commissioners. For item 21A
Can you get the mic a little closer to you?
Morning, Judge Commissioners. Item 21A, under Precinct 1, Commissioner Fuentes, we have a resolution honoring Donna High School State Champion powerlifters Corina Yanez and Ariana Guerra. So, with your permission, I'll be reading the resolution.
Please.
Whereas powerlifting is a strength sport that consists of 3 attempts at maximal weight on 3 lifts, squat, bench press, and deadlift, it is the ultimate test to upper body strength, with some athletes lifting more than 3 times their own body weight. And whereas it is open to male and female athletes, all eligible athletes compete in one sport class but in different weight categories. Whereas the bench press is a sports singles discipline with 10 different categories based on body weight. Competitors must lower the bar to the chest, hold it motionless on the chest, and then press it upwards to arm's length with locked elbows. Whereas 2 Donna High School's brave powerlifters were fortunate enough in the last 2 years to bring home championship titles, both received at a state powerlifting meet. Ariana Guerra lifted a total of 1,075 pounds and at 410 pounds set a new state deadlift record. Corina Yanez holds the record in the 123-pound weight class for squat and deadlift, with 405 and 390 pounds, respectively. She also holds 5 plaques from regional and state competition, which fell under Outstanding Lifter Overall, Outstanding Squat and Deadlifter. And whereas, in addition to being top athletes, Ms. Yanez and Ms. Guerra also have stayed committed to academics. They both give much thanks to their family, team, and powerlifting coaches for supporting them throughout their scholastic venture. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby celebrate the accomplishments of Ariana Guerra and Corina Yanez in powerlifting, representing Donna High School, winning state championship titles. Approved this 6th day of June, 2019.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
I would like to, first of all, thank God for letting me wake up this morning, and thank you guys for, commissioners, for having me and inviting me here. It's an honor. It's an honor to represent Donna ISD. I'd like to thank my parents, and I'm proud to say that I represent the state of Texas and that I still hold the records in the state of Texas. And
awesome. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Ariana Guerra, and I want to thank everyone for inviting me here today. I'm so grateful to be here. It was an honor to represent Donna High School and Donna ISD for 4 years with pride. And thank you to both my coaches for believing in me in every step of the way, even when I didn't. And I couldn't have done it without them and their endless support. Thank you to my family for supporting me in everything that I do, academics and powerlifting. Thank you.
Awesome. And they're related to Valdez. You never ask a woman how much she weighs? Hey, Valda's part of this family. He needs to do that.
Come on, Valda.
As a demonstration, she's going to lift it.
Yeah, they're gonna deadlift him.
Hold on, we have 2 more. Right, that's okay.
Count of 3, please. 1, 2, and 3. Smile. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you. Congratulations.
Good, proud parent.
I'll let.
I know.
Took a picture with both of them. I was like, I'm the weakest one here.
Okay, I'm going to go to item 6A.
Sir, if we can go ahead and move up for District Clerk Lado Hinojosa, 8A. We have
I'm sorry, I said 8A, I mean 6A, but it's 8A. That's
Thank
the
you
one.
so much. This is a resolution in honor of Victor Sanchez for 28 years of service, and joining us on behalf of Ms. Hinojosa is her Chief of Administration, Ricardo Contreras, to read the resolution.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Thank you for your time. Whereas Mr. Victor Sanchez is being honored for his exceptional work and dedication to the Hidalgo County District Clerk's Office after serving with distinction and integrity for the past 28 years, and whereas a resident of McAllen, he was born to Cecilio Sanchez Jr. and Angelica Molina, and he is the oldest of 3 children. Mr. Sanchez is a son by the name of Victor Sanchez Jr. And whereas a graduate of PSJA High School, Mr. Sanchez, a former athlete track star, took a job with the County of Hidalgo in 1992. And whereas a deputy district clerk in and for the County of Hidalgo, State of Texas, Mr. Sanchez worked in the tax division and has demonstrated leadership in training other clerks in that division, serving as a subject matter expert for several administrations. Mr. Sanchez has been dedicated in his responsibilities and has gone above and beyond to assist the office in any capacity he can. And whereas after serving for 28 years, Mr. Sanchez looks forward to spending more time with his son, siblings, and other family members. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby honor Mr. Victor Sanchez for his outstanding service, dedication, and commitment during his 28 years of service to constituents in Hidalgo County, and on this day wishes him a long, healthy, and fruitful retirement. Regrettably, Victor could not join us today, and so today, on his behalf, we have some of his best friends here, and so they'll say some really quick words on his behalf.
I just want to say that I'm very honored to receive this for Victor. We'll make sure he gets it. He couldn't be here today. I'm joined by all of us, grew up together from first grade on up, and we're still best friends. And so we are just asking for everybody to keep Victor in his prayers. He is right now trying to get the treatment that he needs at MD Anderson. I think I can say that. Everybody probably knows this. And so we are all supporting him and making sure that he keeps his spirits up and gets through this battle.
Yep.
So thank you.
We have a motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And joining us today is also our tax division. If you'd like to join in for the photo really quickly.
You good, Rick?
Okay, I believe this is the last one, number 17B.
Thank you.
Home Ownership Month of Hidalgo County.
Urban County.
We can hold that, okay. Then we'll go back to item 4, approval of the consent agenda.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, under the consent agenda, I'd like to pull from consent agenda item 7C, 9A, 1 and 2, and 10O.
Move for approval without those items.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, consent agenda item 7C, there will be no action today. And for the record, Commissioner Fuentes will abstain from any discussion and/or action as it pertains to consent agenda item 9A1 and 9A2.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And consent agenda item 10O, I'll let Ms. Marty.
Yes, it's just that it should have been on regular, since it is a purchase of more than $50,000, requesting authority to subscribe to Courthouse Technologies Limited to implement a courthouse jury management system through our membership and participation through the DIR TSO contract 4037 with an annual estimated amount of $131,002.62 for the district clerk.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I believe we are in item 6A.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 6A, Hidalgo County DA's Office, Region 3 Border Prosecution Unit, Grant Fund 1281. Approval to submit a BPU grant number 2537808, budget adjustment to the Office of the Governor.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item, may move to item 7A. Hyde Task Force.
Yes.
Item 7A, HIDA Fund 1291, is the approval to ratify reprogram requests submitted to South Texas HIDA from fiscal year 2018 grant funds in the amount of $5,788.47 and related transfers.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've taken care of 8A, so it'll be 9A.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Captain David Freeland with the Sheriff's Office. Under 9A, number 70646, approval for Hidalgo County Sheriff to sign the Texas Department of Public Safety Crime Record Service License Plate Readers, or LPR, user agreement regarding use of the LPRs and related data retention, and to gain access to the Texas Automated License Plate Reader database, so that data may be shared among all participating local, state, and federal agencies, and approval to submit signed agreement through e-grants.
I have a motion.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
9B, 70563, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint David Trujillo, Jr., student at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, as an intern under the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement Internship Program for the period of August 2019 to December 2019.
Approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. On the next item, we had a note that funding has been undetermined. Did you all resolve that matter?
I believe they updated it, but they're going to do their estimate.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
9B. I'm sorry, 9C.
9C.
70616, authorization and approval to apply for the fiscal year 2020 Automobile Burglary and Theft Prevention Authority Grant, or the ABTPA, with the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. The Auto Burglary and Theft Prevention Authority awards financial grants to agencies, organizations, and concerned parties in an effort to raise public awareness of vehicle theft and burglary and implement education and prevention initiatives.
Is that have to be approved subject to funding or what's the?
My understanding from the auditor just now was that they're going to use discretionary funds.
Yes. Right, move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
9D, 70617, Sheriff's Office, Operation Stone Garden, fiscal year 2016, 1284. Ratification of email dated May 20th, 2019 to request a 1-month extension for fiscal year 2016 Operation Stone Garden.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 10A,
Judge, I'd like to make a comment.
please.
Valde, if we can really start working on items that don't have the proper documentation when it's time to put them on the agenda. If they don't have the documentation, they should not be on the agenda. We're running into, it's gotten less, but we're still running into a lot of items that don't have documentation attached to them. So if we can really start practicing that if it's not ready to go on Friday for the agenda, then wait to the next court meeting.
Commissioner, I would just say that for the most part, I agree. It's that sometimes, I mean, we're pending items coming from elsewhere, and 2 weeks will kill us sometimes. So I just want you to know that we don't, and you're not even talking about me, but we don't purposely not put stuff on there. It's sometimes we're trying to make the agenda and things happen. So I don't want to cut them all out and then, we have to miss out on opportunities on something. Since we meet every 2 weeks, it could be detrimental at times. So just know that.
I think appropriate planning would.
We try, Commissioner, but sometimes,
And
you're waiting for a long time and things happen.
And every once in a while, there's one or two here or there, I understand, but it's been in multitude.
Okay.
Item 10A,
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Alfredo Samarripa for the County Treasurer, Lita Leo. 10A, number 1, approval of the Hidalgo County investment policy.
Move for approval.
Second.
were there any changes?
There were some changes. They're included in the order. I can go through them if you'd like.
Real quick.
Okay. Under authorized investments, number 1, we changed the 2-year year maximum to 3. Item 2, the same thing, 2-year max to 3. Number 4, change of the 2-year max to 3.
And why was that?
The ability to earn a little more interest on some investments that we can purchase for. It's not the operation money. It's excess funds that we have that we could literally.
So they were giving you more interest for holding it a little longer? Okay.
And then I believe number 5 is the same thing, 2 years to 3-year maximum. Number 6, that changed to 3-year maximum also. Number 8, there was a word missing under, it was reverse repurchase agreement. It should be reverse security repurchase agreement. Number 9, it had a stated maturity of 180 days or fewer. That was changed to 270. Number 11, there was.
And why was that?
That is based off of the 2256 chapter of the local government code. That is what is allowed. 180 was on there, I guess, too short. Too short. Number 11, we added and complies with Federal Securities and Exchange Commission Rule 2A-7, CFR Section 270.2A-7, under the Investment Company Act of 1940. And then we removed invest in an aggregate more than 15% of its monthly average fund balance, excluding bond proceeds and reserve and other funds held for debt service in mutual funds as here and above described.
Okay. And who's in the committee that decided all this?
This was 2 of the committee members, which was the investment officer and the budget officer.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. And then we added item M.
And these changes here are all per the 2256 government code. The pool's policy regarding holding deposits in cash. This is a requirement that we need to get from all our pool.
I've heard of that. May I have a motion to approve, or do we
So
have one
moved.
away?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, item 2 of that same one is, sorry, lost my page here, is approval of resolutions for, these are 3 of our pools, Texas Class, Lone Star Investment Pool, and Multi-Bank Securities.
Move for approval.
Second.
And are these new, or they're continuation
Oh,
of
sorry.
in the past?
These are because since there was a change in our county treasurer, we needed to update the resolutions on those.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to abstain, so I'll forget my motion.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Fuentes, a second from Commissioner Flores. Commissioner Cantus abstaining. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
And the last item is the approval.
Motion carries.
I'm sorry.
Motion carries.
And
Go
the
ahead.
last item is the approval of the Hidalgo County broker-dealer list.
Move for approval.
Okay, and how was the list determined?
The list was determined by what we had in the prior years. There are a few that we don't do business with anymore. We did not get responses to the questionnaire and the required documentation or for them to be approved brokers.
About what volume of securities do you buy annually?
It's a small amount. As a matter of fact, I have that here with me. We currently have invested a little under 400 million. Of that
So
amount,
that's little?
just yeah, well, of those securities, we have. Let me see here. We have a little under 40 million invested in that.
Okay. But you all are looking for the best, everybody that touches something gets.
Yeah,
something for it.
what we do is we look out for the expenditures of the county for the year. You're looking at about 125 million. That's operations for payroll and vendor payments. The excess fund is what we try to go and try to get a little more.
Right, but every time you
interest in
buy
that.
something or sell something, somebody gets paid for
Correct.
doing it. So you are getting, you think, the best deal?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much. Item 11.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Carlos Gonzalez for Precinct 1 Constables. Item 11A, 1, authorization to accept the approval notice in reference to Operation Stone Garden fiscal year 2018 for the amount of $75,000.
Move for approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, authorization and approval for county judge as authorized official to electronically accept grant award form and related documents.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
3, authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions.
So move.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
4, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the fiscal year 2018 Operation Stone Garden grant in the amount of $75,000 and appropriation of same.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 12A.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. Fernando Aydan for Constable Martin Cantu. One item to present, 12A, discussion, consideration, approval to appoint Alejandro Portales III as a Deputy Constable by Constable Martin Cantu, Constable Precinct 2 in accordance with Texas Local Government Code, Section 86.011.
Second.
And the monies are already appropriated on this?
Correct. It's an existing
Yes, sir. It's an
slot.
existing position.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Chief Deputy Gonzalez with Hidalgo County Precinct 3, Constable's Office. Today we have discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Ralph Ochoa Jr. as Reserve Deputy Constable by Larry Gallardo Jr., Constable Precinct 3, in accordance to the Texas Local Government Code, Section 86.012.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Javier Rodriguez for Precinct 4 Constables. Item 14A, authorization and acceptance. Authorization to accept the approval notice in reference to Operation Stone Garden fiscal year 2018 grant for the amount of $110,000.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Authorization and approval for county judge as authorized official to electronically accept grant award form and related documents.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions.
Move for approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And number 4, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the Operation Stone Garden fiscal year 2018 grant in the amount of $110,000 and appropriation of same.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 14B, requesting declaration of public purpose pursuant to the Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 52, for the purchase of promotional items, specifically tents and/or throw tablecloths. These items will be used to inform, relate progress, educate, and report information to our constituents on aspects dealing with public safety, education, and/or events. All promotional items and/or supplies acquired will be through the county requisition and purchase order procedures with proper and available funding for said expenditures.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. 15A.
15A. Thank you, Judge. 15A, 1 and 2, there's no action. I do have Mr. Sassine in the audience in case there's any questions. This is a related or companion action item on the county's part dealing with drainage. 15B, requesting approval of a revised application for FEMA disaster 4377 DR TX to the Texas Division of Emergency Management as it relates to a central portion. There is a slight correction, I believe. Central portion of Hidalgo County Precinct Number 1, including Las Brisas, Chapa Road, east up to the IBWC floodway, and approval of any subsequent notices, forms, and applications.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
This is just to modify the amount, right?
That is correct. We're modifying the actual application to focus on the drainage ditches. Yes, sir, but in the amount to be in what's available to us, which is $4.5 million.
Thank you.
And the second action item is requesting approval of floodplain manager authorization form as it relates to FEMA disaster 4377-DR-TX.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Silguero?
You next, Sergio.
Were you a power lifter at UT, Mr. Seattle?
Sir?
Were you a power lifter at UT or no?
No, sir, I was a scholar.
As are our students, they're scholars, they're great scholars.
Good morning, Judge and
Wow,
Commissioners.
that was an impressive response.
Thank you, sir. Raul Silguero for the Department of Human Resources. First item A is requesting a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related amendments, if applicable, for personnel items that may be listed below.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item B, Department of Human Resources and Precinct 4. Judge, Commissioners, Monica is handing out a folder with some documents. As you know, we implemented the classification and compensation pay plan last year. Part of the plan involves providing staff with step increases. The table has the ability to give employees a step increase. We have certain criteria that includes performance, it includes time and step, and it includes disciplinary action. So those are criteria that we will use in determining eligibility for a step increase under the plan. I have been working on a performance plan program, an evaluation plan, if you will, for employees in the last few months, and I wasn't finished, but Commissioner Eli Torres found out that we were working on that, and she decided that we met, and she wanted to be involved in planning and in testing the documents. So we agreed to do a pilot project in her precinct where all her staff would be used to test the instruments. We have, if you look at the first page in the document, there's a little plan outline. The purpose of the pilot project is to test employee performance evaluation instruments, including instructions, which have been developed by category of employee. We have these instruments that are not generic. In Precinct 2, they use a similar instrument, but it's the same for everybody with standard general tasks. We tried to be more specific, so we came up with an instrument that addresses tasks that are normally performed by clerical and administrative staff. Another instrument that identifies tasks that are mostly used performed by field operations staff, and tasks for management and supervisory, et cetera. So we have 4 kind of instruments that would rate employees' performance, and we hope to, if we test that and work out any issues, problems, my plan or our plan is to come back to Commissioner's Court and propose that we implement an evaluation system next year that would be used as a part of evaluating performance for employees on a regular annual basis. Commissioner, do you want to mention?
We did sit and go through this, and I'm just excited and ready to put this to the test.
We plan to start June 15th, and I'm going to include our department, HR, in on the 15th. I want the court to understand that we don't have a formal performance program in the county right now. We do, different departments use different ways of evaluating employees. They use different instruments. We don't have any policies and procedures per se. We hope to develop a program that will include the correct instruments, policies and procedures that we can use to promote effectiveness in employees. Okay. So that's for this item, and it's a pilot project. It's nothing that's an official policy. We just hope we will meet with the commissioner and their staff periodically so that we can evaluate the issues that may arise or how it's going. So we're asking for your approval of the pilot project.
So moved, but I have a comment.
Yes, sir.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, just so last year in the budget, we did the COLA, and so we were talking about that we were going to try to do the best we can to set aside money for these step increases and stuff. Is that still happening?
Yeah, it's still the plan, Commissioner. We have been compiling data on disciplinary issues of employees with disciplinary items will not be eligible. We have data on that. We will have data on the employees' time and step. We have data on that. And for the evaluation component, what we're for this first time, because we don't have a formal system, we're simply going to ask the department heads to certify the performance for the employees that are eligible with the other criteria, that they certify the performance as being exceeds requirements, and we will use that this way. But we will come to court as part of the budget process to include a request for funding for a step increase for the first year of the classification plan. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Item C.
Hold on. Do we have,
I'm sorry.
We have a motion and a second that we were discussing it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Item C, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Emma E. by Burstein and Stephanie Martinez as volunteers interns under the WIC Lactation Care Center for the period of July 10th, 2019 through July 12th, 2019. All the documents are in place.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item D, discussion, consideration, approval to appoint Kelsey Lynn Dominguez as a volunteer intern under the Hidalgo County Public Defender's Office for the period of June 10th through July 19th, 2010.
Move for approval.
2019, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
What did you say, Mr. June? June. It's July.
I said it's June 10th, 2019 through July 19th. I think I made the wrong year. It was approved, right? Item E for the
Well,
district attorney.
before we go to item E, did this get resolved? They will recommend this certification be attached on 16E?
I think we have the document. Yes.
Well, that's the next item. That's what I'm saying
Yes,
before.
sir. Yes, there was a.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. And while you're on that item, Judge, Commissioner Torres was alluding to documentation. Many times in our personnel, when department they want to put personnel items on the agenda, they don't have all the documents that we need. They're wanting to put the items on the agenda. We get pressured to put it on, but we don't have all the documents. So I think Commissioner Torres is saying let's try to, if we don't have all the documents, let's wait till the next agenda. And like Commissioner Cantu also mentioned, sometimes there's reasons when we can't, and I guess we'll take it on a case-by-case basis. But we'll push to try to have all the documents that are required on file by the time the agenda is posted.
Well, all they're doing is their job.
Yes,
You know, so-
I agree. Item E, District Attorney's Office, approval to award discretionary step 2 to employee hired under slot number 080-002-0047, Assistant District Attorney 3, after approval of HR criteria certification in accordance with Section 8.03 of the Classification and Compensation Plan, effective upon Commissioner's Court approval, and the certification document is attached.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item F.
And on this next one, personnel adjustment request forms, were they
Yes, sir, all the documents are attached.
attached, okay? Go ahead.
Item F for the Sheriff's Office. I think Mr. Guerra alluded at the last meeting that we have been working with the Sheriff's Office to make some corrections, adjustments, and actions that the Sheriff has been requesting for quite some time. And we were able to finally get it done without it impacting the general fund. Actually, there's a savings when we net out all these changes. The action is approval of the following personnel actions effective next full pay period. It's as listed, reclassification of slot 0249, accountant 1 to accountant 2, reclassification of slot 0429, technician 3 to technician 4. We need to regrade the position of human resource supervisor from a grade 11 to a grade 12. Reclassification of slot 0283, human resource specialist 1 to human resource specialist 2. Reclassification of slot 0409, human resource specialist 1 to clerk 4. Reclassification of slot 0276, administrative assistant 1 to clerk 4. And delete slot 0414, administrative assistant 1. And that will be a savings to the general fund for when it's all netted out. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item G, Precinct 3, road maintenance. Precinct 3, Commissioner Flores asking approval to create a temporary full-time position for 27 weeks, beginning June 24, 2019, and ending 12/23/2019. Slot temporary 113, clerk 1, grade 1.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And this is a road and bridge funding, so it's not a general fund. He has the funds. That's all I have, Judge, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Urban County, item 17A.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Our first item on the agenda is the request to conduct a public hearing on the fiscal year 2019-2020 Hidalgo County Urban County Program One-Year Action Plan for year 32.
Okay. I hereby call a public hearing regarding the fiscal year 2019-2020 Hidalgo County Urban County Programs. One-year action plan for program year 32. Is anyone here to address this?
I don't believe anyone signed up for public comment, but I'd like to advise the public on what's in our action plan.
Okay, please do.
This is our action plan for the fiscal year 2019-2020. It includes projects that were identified by cities participating within the Urban County Program for projects that they want to do within their own communities. Each city was submitted their own action plan. We put them together, determined the eligibility of the projects, and now have prepared the action plan for submittal to HUD. Most of the projects consist of infrastructure projects consisting of street improvements, water and sewer lines, public services for nonprofit organizations, for the elderly, for the youth, and for abused spouses. So we carry the program for CDBG, the home, which is housing element in our projects, and for the Emergency Solutions Grant, which provides funding to Salvation Army and Catholic Charities.
Okay, that concludes our public hearing.
Can I ask one question before you
Yes, sir.
conclude? When is the last day for public comment?
It was today.
So-
Actually, I believe it was Friday.
So this is the last part of
This is the last part of it.
Okay.
We have the 30-day comment period before we submit the action plan to HUD. Then we bring it to Commissioners Court saying that this is our last public
So now we're going to be able to move forward to finalizing the plan?
Yes. It'll take us a couple of weeks to put it all together, and then hopefully we'll be able to send it out sometime toward the end of June.
Thank you.
And Judge Commissioners, just for the record, all the proper publications were in place, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
Okay, that concludes the public hearing. Next item is requesting approval and the suspension of that.
Yes, this budget consists of $7,356,817 for the CDBG program, $1,854,761 for the home program, and $641,618 for the Emergency Solutions Program.
Move for approval.
Discussion. My understanding, and of course I just got here, my understanding, according to Diana, is that the cities get together and make requests of Urban County. And
With
then-
the allocated dollar amount that we provide to them.
Okay, and the allocation number that is provided is decided by whom?
It is a standing distribution policy that has been in effect since 1988.
Population.
Well, actually, we're not using population. It was that gentleman's agreement that it required that all cities in a certain population level get a certain dollar amount. Two other cities would receive an additional portion of money, and that would include West Seco and San Juan, and then the precincts got their allocation.
Well, that's what I was asking the question, because I've been here 5 months and I've never been asked to participate in anything regarding Urban County. I was wondering when and if the county judge gets to participate in any discussions.
We've always been that different animal, because most urban counties have the allocation here at the county level, in which cities would apply to the county commissioners court, and they would end up determining, the court would end up determining who gets funded. But because this was created back in '87, they had this gentleman's agreement that's been in effect since then.
Well, I understand that, but we have 2 new people in the court that represent 40% new people, and I would think that you would want confirmation of 40% of the new people to concur to what's being done in the past. But if we never have an opportunity, then we never have an opportunity to make any changes. They may not be deemed to change, but at least I'd like to have that opportunity. Does everybody feel comfortable with what's being proposed?
I'm comfortable because I'm used to it.
It'll be up to the court commissioner, judge, if you would like, we could probably sit down and look at this thing all over again. But like I said, this is the way it's been for that long a period, with the court not changing it.
I understand. I just need a little more time than a day or two to make these type of decisions. we have very, very long agendas, and just going over the consent agenda takes a lot of time. So I would like to have more time to look at things before
Well,
they.
we're normally on a
consent hearing.
schedule, but we're not required to submit this
Yeah.
action plan until August 15th. However, we give ourselves plenty of time to make sure that we're able to take this plan, make sure it's the best it can be, and then we have to input it into what they call the
Okay, so
consolidated
if
plan
we were to
system.
approve it today, do we get another bite of the apple later to make any changes, or this is cast in stone?
That'll only be changes that occur when the court decides that they want to do a budget and program amendment to their own line items, their own funding amounts, or when the city decides that they want to make a budget and program amendment to their own project.
Okay.
Diana, you want to send out a spreadsheet of how that money, the $7 million is broken down?
It
Just-
is
just-
attached to
Oh,
the
it's
agenda.
okay.
Yeah. If the actual plan is in here, that
Yeah,
shows how much
it's-
every
it's
city and every
attached.
precinct's getting in all of their projects.
Can you just, what is in that gentleman's agreement?
The gentleman's agreement was that it would be the funding that was provided to the Urban County program, and it's really to Hidalgo County, was to be split evenly. Through the years, as the allocations changed either up or down, we've made the adjustments necessary to ensure that everyone got the same dollar amount. But I want to say that sometime in the mid-90s, the city of Westlaco and the city of San Juan convinced the advisory board at that time and the court that they should be getting an additional amount of funding because of their size compared to the smaller communities. So that's been the formula ever since.
You've seen these, haven't you?
Yes, yes, yes.
And each precinct gets 465, or how much?
Yes, sir. However, this time around, because of the fact that the city of Donna had pulled out of
All
the
right.
actual
It's 437.25.
you ended up, each
but
precinct
then
received
it
an
was added
additional dollar amount.
64.
So it was 430.
Two of you get 20,000 more than the other, I think. But-
And the precinct 1 and precinct 3 also get an additional dollar amount because of the fact that precinct 1 has Progreso Lakes that does not have any qualifying areas, and precinct 3 because Palmhurst has deferred the money to the precinct.
Yeah, and I take it that each precinct decided on their project.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we have a motion to approve with that discussion. Anyone else?
I'd like to add a little bit more discussion, and perhaps this is for year 32, which is 1920, but perhaps.
Actually, it's 1920, yes.
Yes,
32.
1920, you're right, year 32, program year 32. Perhaps before we move on to year 33, we can have a little bit more of a workshop to revisit and see if we can get together with the advisory council that you said.
There is no longer an advisory council.
Oh, there's no
Commissioner.
longer an advisory
No,
council.
well, it's still on paper. However, since 2006, the County Commissioners Court made the Urban County Program a part of the county as far as us deleting our EIN number, taking the county's EIN number. So now officially, we just answer to Commissioners Court.
Perhaps we can revisit this for year 33.
Okay.
Because it's truly up to the court to decide how they want to allocate the funding. But because of the way program was set up, it's like we've had no other option.
Okay. We have a motion to approve. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 3 is the authorization for the county judge, Richard F. Cortez, to sign any and all documents related to this funding.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item B is approval of a proclamation declaring June 2019 as Home Ownership Month within the county of Hidalgo. Annually, we do this so that the public knows that June 9th is the Home Ownership Month, and we normally have a proclamation, and I'd like to read it, please.
Please.
It says, whereas owning a home is an essential part of the American dream, and whereas raising awareness about the importance of home ownership will assist more Americans in realizing the benefits of owning their own home, and whereas June has been proclaimed as National Home Ownership Month, and we recognize the importance of expanding the ownership of homes across our country, and whereas the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development continues to enforce the Fair Housing Act to ensure that every American retains the fundamental right to choose where he or she lives, raises a family, or owns a home. Now, therefore, we, by virtue of the authority vested in us as the Commissioners of the County of Hidalgo, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2019 as Home Ownership Month throughout the cities of Hidalgo County, Texas, and encourage all citizens to join us in recognizing that home ownership plays an important role in our community. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands this the 6th day of June 2019. Richard F. Cortez, County Judge, Hidalgo County. David L. Fuentes, Commissioner Precinct 1. Eduardo Eric Cantu, Commissioner Precinct 2. Joel Flores, Precinct 3. Commissioner Precinct 3. Eli Torres, Commissioner Precinct 4.
Move for approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, my item C is a resolution authorizing the renewal of a line of credit with Lone Star National Bank of McAllen for the Urban County program with authority for the Urban County to draw from such line of credit.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I
Motion
abstain.
carries.
I abstain on the.
Let the record show the Commissioner Cantu is abstaining.
Thank you. Item D, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting approval of a best and final negotiated contract and approval of work authorization number 1 for professional engineering services with Cruz Hogan Consultants Incorporated in the amount of $39,550 utilizing fiscal year 31-2018 San Juan Street Improvements funding.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item E is requesting approval of resolution to redesignate the Urban County Program Director as certifying officer designee for environmental review procedures for entities assuming HUD environmental responsibilities, and they include CDBG, Home, ESG, Colonia, TDHCA, TDRA, the General Land Office Program, and any programs that we fund.
When you say certify, I'm sorry, do we have a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
When you say certifying officer, what does that mean?
That means that I'm certifying that we've gone through an entire process of doing an environmental review record by contacting all of the federal or state agencies involved in the environmental process. We follow 24 CFR Part 58. That allows us to, requires us to actually get comments from agencies regarding whether there's any artifacts in the property that we're going to be working on, whether it's historical preservation or whatever is also required.
Okay, and who supervises you, or what controls do you have that nothing falls by the crack?
I'm sorry?
What controls do you have to make sure that nothing falls by the crack? Like here, we have the auditors check this, and that. Who checks you?
The only control that I'm able to have is actually to have HUD come down and monitor, because we have a process, as we say, for years this is what we have to do. We go to environmental training on an annual basis. They give us new requirements. We include them in our environmental process. We have a checklist. When all that's completed and done, I sign off on it.
So nobody here checks you, but externally HUD
Yes.
reviews what you do.
And that's only on an annual basis, maybe once every 3 years, because the county has been deemed to be non-high risk. We have not had a monitoring visit in 3 years.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item F is requesting approval of resolution to reauthorize the Urban County Program Director to approve certain change orders on urban county projects. This year would be for change orders that are allowed to the Texas Local Government Code and shall not exceed 50,000. All other change orders do come before Commissioner's Court.
Second.
Okay. The other change orders.
Well, hold on. I mean, if all the budgets for all the cities or whatever are less than 250,000, $500,000 for this, for that, it would be rare that a change order would be over 50,000, or am I mistaken?
No, it would be rare, but there are circumstances in which several cities have 2 or 3 years worth of funding allocation, and that when they're at that level, we'll have an opportunity to increase the contract amount by more than 25%, and that's when we bring that back to
So
Commissioner's
that gives
Court.
you a lot of responsibility to really be in charge of any and all change orders. I don't know. I mean, it seems like that's,
It is a lot of responsibility, but because of the fact that we're under a timeline to be able to spend our projects, if I continually have to wait to get to Commissioner's Court and get it approved, I can lose anywhere from two weeks to a month in the construction time period to be able to get a change order done.
so who oversees those change orders? Who determines the veracity of those change orders?
It is through a recommendation of the engineer, who is the engineer of record, that determines whether or not a project requires that a change order is necessary to complete the project.
Okay, are you comfortable with the controls that you have?
I'm comfortable up to the 50,000.
No, my question was, are you comfortable with the controls that you have?
Oh, yes.
To review change orders?
Yes, extremely.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G is requesting approval of resolution to reauthorize the Urban County Program Director to sign and execute contracts and agreements after Hidalgo County Commissioners Court approval as they relate to all Hidalgo County Urban County Program projects and those included in the annual action plan.
Second.
What does this mean?
That means that after I come to you and I say this is a contract that we'd like to enter into, based on the fact that we follow proper procurement requirements, as soon as you grant that authority, I'm able to actually sign the contract and proceed with the contract.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item H is approval of a resolution authorizing to advertise for construction and related activities for all projects identified in the 2019-2020 one-year action plan, subsequent amendments, and the Colonia-funded activities, and including the Texas General Land Office, Texas Department of Agriculture, and Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. This will be, of course, only after the approval of the one-year action plan. Now that you know which projects we would be doing for all of our cities, that I'd be authorized to advertise. Because I think the purchasing process as it stands now is they would come before you to ask for permission to advertise.
Okay,
Move for approval. Second.
any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Our final item is subject to compliance with House Bill 1295. The Urban County Program is requesting consideration and action to award and enter into a requirements agreement for purchase of materials with Texas Coordinate Construction, LLC, for the purchase of Type D hot mix asphalt, limestone, and delivery service for the City of Alamo Street Improvement Project. It is estimated that 1,400 tons will be required for this project for a total of $98,210, and this will be utilizing the fiscal year 29-30, which is 2016-2017 City of Alamo Street improvements.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you.
We'll schedule a meeting with Mr. Guerra's office.
Thank you, I appreciate
you.
that.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, for Mr. Olivares, he is out of town. Item 18A, and this is in accordance with a cooperation agreement we have with the university. It's discussion and acknowledgement of Dr. David Gomez, University of Texas Rio Grande Valley School of Medicine resident, joining the Hidalgo County Health and Human Services Department for the 2019 summer rotation. Again, this is in accordance with the fully executed interlocal cooperation agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley Preventative Medicine Residency Program.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And the second action item is requesting approval to allow Hidalgo County Health and Human Services staff in partnership with Hidalgo County Emergency Management staff to host and provide training for local amateur radio operators at the Health Department Conference Room. The field day exercise will be held on June 22nd to the 23rd of this year.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Will anybody be able to attend? Because this is really critical during emergency management.
Oh, yes, no, most definitely, Commissioner. And I will coordinate with Chief Saldana and Mr. Olivares, and no, there would be correspondence to the respective departments.
This is critical during hurricane
Precincts,
season
yes.
for us.
This is part of the overall
Yes.
of emergency preparedness.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Actually, and let me just make a comment. I'd like to see that a little sooner than June 22nd, 23rd next year, perhaps sometime in May,
Sure.
you know, because
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
had a little
makes sense.
scare- We had a little scare this.
Right.
This
This
last
right.
week.
Panned out for us, so, yes.
Item 19A.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. Eric Sanchez, Hidalgo County Fire Marshal's Office. Item 19A, discussion and consideration and action on management control agreement regarding Texas DPS Public Safety and FBI Criminal Justice Information Systems between Hidalgo County Fire Marshal's Office and the IT Department.
Approval. Second.
What in essence is this?
Judge, we're a law enforcement agency. We use a system called CodePal to run database checks on criminals as far as their background history and license plates. So the IT department oversees us in the management that that system is controlled and secure. This is brought to you guys on a yearly basis.
All right. We have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Have a good
much.
day.
You too, Eric.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. TJ Arredondo with the Planning Department. First item is for preliminary approval. Midnight Run subdivision in Precinct 4 is a one-lot subdivision in the Flood Zone X. Drainage is natural percolation and surface runoff onto Rogers Roadside Ditch. It was approved by the City of Edinburgh. Water is provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and septic tanks will be used. We're recommending preliminary approval.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The next two items are for final approval. Aurora Valley Phase 5 in Precinct 1 is a 99-lot subdivision in the Flood Zone C. Drainage is a storm sewer system along with retention by widening the existing drain ditch. It was approved by the City of Donna. Water is provided by North Alamo, and 99 septic tank systems have been installed, in addition to 22 streetlights. We're recommending final approval.
So moved. Approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Next subdivision is Las Toronjas Precinct 1, a 124-lot subdivision in a flood zone C. Drainage is a storm sewer system along with the widening the existing drain ditch. It was approved by the City of Donna. Water is provided by North Alamo, and 124 septic systems have been installed, in addition to 23 streetlights. We're recommending final approval.
So moved. Approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I have a really quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm noticing on streetlights, like the one before that had 99 lots, 22 streetlights.
Yes,
This one has 124. That's an increase of 25 more lots. One more streetlight for 25 more lots? That's,
This is reviewed by the utility provider and the planning department, but generally, the utility provider is the one that determines locations and things like that.
Okay.
It could be the street design, the layout of the subdivision, that makes a big difference as well, so. But we make sure that they cover a minimum distance.
a minimum distance.
Lot sizes and everything else.
And the lot size as well.
Okay.
Just for you all to know, we have 937 colonias in Hidalgo County. There's estimated to be 150,000 people living in them, as compared to 238 in Cameron County with 50,000 people living there. So we have a lot of people living out there in those areas.
Yes, sir. I mean, if these street lights, if we had started this from way back, you would see, the lights, the night lit up, yes.
Next item.
Next item is, or the next two items are financial approvals or final approval with financial guarantee. Christian subdivision, Precinct 1 is a 2-lot subdivision in the Flood Zone B. Drainage is natural percolation and surface runoff onto Victoria Roadside Ditch. It was approved by the City of Donna. Water is provided by North Alamo, and 2 septic tanks will be escrowed. We're recommending final approval with a cash deposit for $3,000 for the 2 septic systems.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And the last item is North Valley Ranchette subdivision in Precinct 1, a 12-lot subdivision in a Flood Zone X. Drainage is a regional detention facility which will discharge into drain ditch on south of Mile 2. It was approved by the City of Wesco. Water is provided by North Alamo. 11 septic systems have been installed, and 1 will be escrowed. We're recommending final approval with a cash deposit of $1,500 for 1 septic system.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 21A is done, 22A is done, 22A.
Judge, we have item 22D.
D.
Approval of an order authorizing Hidalgo County to enter into an advance funding agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation for the Precinct 2 Eldora Road project from FM 3362, which is Jackson Road, to Veterans Road, formerly known as I Road, with authority for the county judge to sign the order.
So move. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. I believe the next one is 23B.
Yes, sir. And good morning, Judge Commissioners. No action on 23B today.
Thank you. Thank you. Item 24A.
Good morning, Judge and Court. Item AI 70595, requesting approval to name a private right-of-way road easement located approximately 1,930 feet west of Ware Road on the south side of Mile 9 as Blue Indigo Service Road for 911 purposes.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Where's Wadley? Or
Is somebody here from budget?
Sergio?
Vale.
Well, let's skip all of those. We'll come back to it. Purchasing Department? You want to, Wadley, you want to, 25A?
Okay, 25A for budget. Various departments, its approval of salary schedule changes as per Exhibit A. It has been attached for the court's consideration, or it is attached. I'm sorry.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion?
And by Judge Commissioners, for the record, this any salary schedule changes are within the parameters set by Commissioners Court and/or action that's already been previously taken, and so they do present them to court.
We have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The same would be with item B. The various departments, it's for both approval of corrections to the 2019 adopted salary schedule as listed on Exhibit A, as well as the corrections for the 2019 adopted law enforcement pay plan table.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, TechStart, Precinct 3, Liberty Boulevard. This is fund.
B2?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we did both.
He took both.
Oh, okay.
You had a question on that.
Oh, you had a question?
I had a question, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we can go back.
I apologize.
Okay, I didn't catch that. But on B2, I did see that there are some educational recognition there for an associate's 1,200 and
Stipends, yes.
Stipends, associates and bachelors. I'm just kind of disappointed with the amount because I don't know if you know this, but 17% of the people in the valley hold a bachelor's. Less than 17% hold a master's, and much less hold a PhD. And when I see the differences in the stipends and comparison to what the school districts offer, just like, for example, Mission School District offers a $3,000 stipend for a master's. We're offering $1,800.
Right. These were we could review them again with budget as well as law enforcement, but these were the stipends that were set a few years back.
Okay, well, I value education
Yes.
sincerely, and I know the hard work that it takes to have earned a PhD, a master's, and so I'd like to, formally recognize that and ask us to maybe perhaps revisit that.
Right, and I agree, and actually, it's poignant. Actually, Marty and I just had a brief conversation, and I said that, and we were talking about the students that were here in Oklahoma, Texas A&M, UTRGV, and my comment was that cycle has been broken. I mean, our kids and kids are, so most definitely we'll look at it.
And that will definitely encourage the masters and bachelors and doctorates. So do we need to amend any of
No, well, for right now, this is just corrections to the current plan.
Okay.
And then any changes would be changes to the plan.
Okay, we already took a vote, so.
Right. Item C, again, Fund 1350 for Liberty Boulevard, Precinct 3 under text authorization to submit the Economically Disadvantaged County, which is the EDC, program application and affidavit for Liberty Boulevard, Mile 3, FM 2221, Project CSJ 0921-02-322, with authority for the county judge to sign all required documentation.
Approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item D is approval to submit requests for funds. This is the unclaimed capital credits from the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts as authorized under Section 74.06 74.602 of the Texas Property Code with authority for the county judge to sign the letter of request.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
26A, Purchasing Department, Martha Salazar. A1, this is the presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking by Commissioners Court of responses received to the RFP number 026, which was Public Safety Software, Hardware Services and Maintenance, update to the state-mandated NIBRS, or National Incident-Based Reporting System, compliance. The firms that submitted were Motorola Solutions with a score of 89.66, Cologic 72, Optimum Technology 64, PTS Solutions 55.66. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of those scores?
Move for approval. Second.
Any discussion?
I'm just going to ask on public safety, the people that are going to use this had an opportunity to be part of the ranking?
Yeah, well, they have been, they had turned it over by consensus, the constables, to IT. There was another person from IT and the sheriff, since they already are familiar with NIBRS, and it was a very complex RFP. Yes, but they're aware.
Okay.
Okay. And have we done business with Motorola Solutions before, being that it's the highest ranked?
Have we done business with them? Not in this particular project, but we have done business with Motorola before in radios and sometimes some years back. This is all through grant funding also. That's why this is so stringent, and we're following that protocol.
We have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And B is authority for purchasing to negotiate an agreement commencing with the number one ranked firm, which is Motorola Solutions.
Move for approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is an item that had been placed on the agenda, stemming from the situation which has been discussed by the court several times. It's our elections department, and a situation that has been existing on some pest control services, pest control problems. I am happy to report today that for the last 3 weeks that we have been monitoring with our pest control provider.
Thank you.
And elections can confirm, they've done it through email. We have seen no evidence of any type of rodent or any noise, any droppings, anything of the kind. And we hope to continue that monitoring on a weekly basis as we're doing it to help the situation along. So right now, I'm very happy to report that to you. It is for now 3 weeks. We're into it, almost 4. We're doing well. Given that situation, we had placed this item 2A and 2B for the possible relocation of elections. And I have briefed each member of the court on our discussions with a possible lease. At this time, I would recommend that we take no action, because I do not feel it's in our best interest with what has been discussed so far. That's not to say it cannot be discussed again, but right now I do not feel that the offer and the discussions are in our best interest. I don't know if the court wishes.
Does she have a right to? Does she have a right to basically say no action on these items?
Well, she's recommending no action. I'll be at the court to take
Yeah, the
no
court is
action.
the final word.
I'm fine with no action, because
I'm in agreement
what
with
was
that.
presented to us is different than what we're seeing now.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. All right, next item.
All right, item 3, acceptance and approval of adoption of an updated revised Exhibit C insurance requirements for inclusion in our procurement packages. And this was done in conjunction with cooperation with the DA Civil Section. And this is a more robust Exhibit C.
What type of insurance?
This is more on situations that would cover an incident you had when we have any leased or rented items where if they're destroyed for an event as you had in your precinct.
Not health insurance?
No, it has nothing to do with health insurance.
Okay.
It would be that the vendor carries some type of liability to where we're not held responsible.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 4 is acceptance and approval to execute Amendment 3 between Hidalgo County and Terracon Consultants to modify the agreement Exhibit B schedule of fees for the construction of the new courthouse. This is merely a correction on a typo. There is no net change in the amount. It's just to correct.
So moved.
Second.
How was this detected?
It was detected that the actual fee schedule and the original amendment did not match. And I guess it was reviewed by, I don't know who discovered it. I don't know if it was our department, maybe. I don't know if it was auditors. I believe that this was initiated by the vendor himself.
What happens if we hadn't detected it, Steve?
You would be stuck to the amount on the contract.
But this doesn't increase it at all.
No, I'm asking him.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
You would go by the contract, it wouldn't amend it.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I think, I'll make a
You have
motion.
a motion and a second, I believe.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B1, Precinct 1, recommending a bid award and approval of contract to the sole vendor, Richard Coors, for the lease of a parcel of Citizens Collection Site in Donna, Texas, under request for bids number 049, subject to compliance while all applicable forms, commencing June 19th, 2019 to June 18th, 2020.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is approval to purchase playground equipment, including installation, from Leah Park and Play Incorporated, awarded vendor through the county's participation in the TASB Board Cooperative Purchasing Programs, contract number 512, in the amount of $42,426.39. And although this is below 50, and we could have put it on consent, it required the review by legal counsel on forms that needed to be signed by the county. So that's why it's on the agenda, and that's all been done.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C1 for Precinct 2A, acceptance and approval of supplemental agreement 1 for the services under work authorization 1 through contract number 199 with LNG Consulting Engineers, resulting in an estimated cost increase of $21,901, roadway and drainage improvements associated with Business 281 to State Highway 107 intersection project.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item B, there's two item Bs, it should be item B and C. Pursuant to contract with LNG, Article 14, under contract number 300, a request for approval by engineer to permit the subcontracting on the first B of Quintanilla, Headley and Associates and Ergonomic Transportation Solutions for ROW map and traffic signal services for Cesar Chavez Road.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
On the second B, pursuant to the contract with LNG, number 199, because of Article 14, a request by the engineer for the subcontracting of Ergonomics Transportation Solutions in connection with work authorization 1 to provide traffic impact analysis study for roadway and drainage improvements associated with Business 281 and State Highway 107 intersection project.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, approval of work authorization 1 with an estimated cost of $14,500. As submitted by Quintanilla, Headley and Associates, contract number 307, to provide professional engineering services to Precinct 2, all-inclusive parking project.
Move for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item D1, Precinct 3, it
That's
shouldn't be
Hidalgo
Precinct
County.
3, it is Hidalgo County, I apologize for that. Consideration and approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County and Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 for the sale of South Detention Basin property and related improvements, with authority to remove said property and improvements from the Hidalgo County inventory financial list after finalizing the sale.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, this is for precinct 3. Requesting, item 2, requesting approval of an on-call professional services agreement with ROW Surveying Services for the purposes of professional services on road and bridge, CIP, and other projects in general located within the precinct.
For approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
On item E, to try to facilitate this a little faster, I'm going to ask for an exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262-024-84. Professional services, since they're all professional services, I would like to take action on 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the exemption. They all are different professional services.
Move for approval.
I could have that first.
Second.
Do you have a conflict in one of these?
Yes, but that'll be taken care of in just a moment. I'll do the only ones that I don't.
Okay.
Okay?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
E1B, presentation of the scoring grid of the firms graded and evaluated through the pool of pre-qualified appraisal service providers for ranking by Commissioners Court. Those were Leonel Garza 97, Professional Appraisal 91.5, and Southmost Appraisals 85.5. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of those scores?
So move. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, we're requesting authority for purchasing to commence negotiations for professional appraisal services contract with the number 1 ranked firm of Leonel Garza and Associates.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Guerra will do 2B.
which is the presentation. Oh, no, we need to do A first, Marty.
No, we already did.
Oh,
No,
we did.
she already did them for all of them.
Oh,
Already did the
okay.
exemption.
So 2B is presentation for this, let me just enlarge this, I'm sorry, my eyes. Presentation of the scoring grid of firms graded through the county's pool of pre-qualified professional appraisal services for purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioners Court in connection with on-call professional appraisal services. The firms are Appraisal House, Professional Appraisal Services, and Southmost Appraisals, 95, 92, and 85 respectively.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
So in order of the ranking, item C would be pursuant to Hidalgo County Commissioners Court approval requesting authority for Hidalgo County Purchasing Office to negotiate a professional appraisal service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm, Appraisal House, for the provision of on-call professional appraisal services.
So move.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And for the record, Ms. Marty will not be a part of that.
No, it will not.
Okay.
3B, going on to precinct 4, presentation of the scoring grid of the firms graded and evaluated through the pool of professional surveying services providers for on-call professional surveying services. Quintanilla and Headley, 97, R.E. Garcia, 94.5, and R. Gutierrez, 90. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of those scores?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C is authority for purchasing department to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked firm of Quintanilla, Headley, and Associates.
So move. For approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
4B, professional, presentation of the grid of the professional surveying services providers that were graded and scored, Meldon and Hunt, 95.5, CVQ Land Surveyors at 90, and Rio Delta, 88.5. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of those scores?
Move for approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Authority for purchasing to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked firm of Meldon and Hunt for a on-call professional surveying services agreement.
So move.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 5, recommendation by project engineer LNG for Hidalgo County Commissioners Court to award to the responsible vendor submitting the lowest and best bid, and that is Texas Cordia Construction of Edinburgh, Texas, in the amount of $416,616.65 for request for bids number 276 for the North Alamo realignment project for Precinct 4.
So move. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 6 is presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking of the firms submitting responses, and those would have been in the form of statements of qualifications to Hidalgo County's project-specific RFQ number 020, titled Professional Engineering Service for the Inspection, Material Testing, and Construction Management of the North Alamo Realignment Project from FM 1925 to 0.54 miles north, located in Precinct 4. The two firms responding were Millennium with a final score of 95.66 and B to Z 94.33. Does the court wish to rank them in that order?
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B is authority for purchasing to commence negotiations with Millennium to try to effect a contract for those services.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 7 is requesting approval of supplemental agreement 2 to agreement with professional services with LNG, DBA LNG Engineering, contract number 136, for the purpose of amending the contract to extend the termination date from June 3rd, 2019 to June 3rd, 2021 for FM 2020 Ware Road from FM 676 to FM 1925. Project to complete the scope of services as outlined in Exhibit B, development work schedule, including authority for the county judge to sign the required documents.
Approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
F1 is for WIC, requesting authority to advertise and approval of the procurement packet, and this is for WIC program lease of office space in the city of Alton.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G1 for Sheriff's Office is exempted from competitive bidding requirements under 262-024A7A, including the restatement and updated sole source declaration for SCI Technologies, DBA Skycop Incorporated.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B is requesting authority to purchase equipment and related items, services with SCI Technologies Incorporated, DBA Skycop Incorporated, through original source issued March 21st of 2017, under requisition number 394046, not to exceed $246,465.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting authority to purchase 10 license plate reader commercial data systems from Upstate Wholesale Supply Incorporated, Bright Computers, through our participation with DIR TSO Contract 4073 in the amount of $137,050.68, with a yearly maintenance of $375 for each camera, through requisition 394021.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item H, 1 and 2, is a request by our Hidalgo County Adult Probation Department to allow purchasing on items 1 and 2 to conduct procurement while the negotiations and the award will be made by the Adult Probation Director, as is permitted by the statute, for independent audit services, RFP number 124, and the second one is for the purchase of instant drug screening cups, request for bids number 131.
Move for approval for H1 and 2.
Second. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I'm done, thank you. Done in too? No, just a...
Oh, it's because you ate the wrong candy, Marty.
No, I didn't eat the right snacks today.
Do we have anybody sign?
I feel very Nancy Pelosi because it was dark chocolate.
Do we have anybody sign up for open forum?
Yes, sir, we do have participants. I'll remind the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute. Our first speaker is Ms. Fern McClary.
A real trooper to wait this long.
And in the freezer. Gosh, it's cold in here. Well, I was going to thank y'all. Y'all always say, well, she never thanks. She's always griping about something. I'm really upset that we're not looking into the building for the elections. I work over there usually on the ballot boards and things, and so since we haven't caught a mouse or anything, have we cleaned it up? Because I told y'all there was pee on the wall, there was all kinds of poop on the wall, and like I said, everyone in that building is sneezing, they're coughing, and I get this terrible headache when I'm in there. So I know there's stuff in that building. So have y'all cleaned it up is my question there. And like I said, the moment you get a building, I will thank y'all. But I'm taking it back today, so I wiped it off. And then I wanted to find out today you had 16B, which was doing the 6 months pilot program. And you're going to be evaluating the employees' programs or whatever. And I wondered if, I know that the department I'm thinking of was not mentioned today, but I wondered if we had checked, I think I had questioned an individual that worked in a department as a secretary. She was asked to fax something for one of the higher ups, I would assume, but and was told that wasn't her job description. So I'm hoping that when you're doing the evaluations that y'all are checking on this, and please remind these people that this is their job. And if it isn't their job, then make sure we're not paying them for that. But it was a shame that that happened. All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And our next presenter is Evelia Castillo. Evelia Castillo. Judge Commissioners, we do have, that concludes open forum. We do have closed session.
Okay, pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074, we will be retiring to closed session to discuss those items. May I have a motion to do so?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're back from executive session. Are there any action items to take?
Yes, sir. Actually, we're going to go back to, which item is it, Marty, please? 26D, and we'd like for the court to include and amend the motion subject to
Final legal review by the DA's office.
Okay, I have such a motion, please.
So moved. What was it, Marty?
Yes, D1.
D1.
That's it.
Okay, we have a motion. May I have a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, so
Thank you.
thank you, Marty. That takes care of 26D1. And then under open session. Sorry.
I was going to say, give them back. Anybody want any of these to give to women veterans? Sure.
Okay. So,
You want some? Maybe you have a couple.
item 30, Judge Commissioners, or item 30, open session. 30A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same. There's no action to be taken. 30B, pending and or potential litigation. There's no action to be taken. 30C, economic development negotiations pursuant to 551 Texas Government Code Section 551.087, Project D19. There's no action to be taken. Item 30D, discussion and or deliberation regarding employment of Public Defender's Office Director. There's no action to be taken today. 30E, discussion and or deliberation regarding employment of Veteran Service Officer. There's no action to be taken today. 30F, cause number CL 192490A, Gabriel Garcia Espinosa versus Hidalgo County. Judge Commissioners, for disclosure purposes, this will be facilitated by the District Attorney's Civil Division, Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office, just as a matter of protocol that we've established. If we could have a motion, second to that effect.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 30G, claim of Irma Hernandez. Judge Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer, settlement claim offer of $350 for property.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And for the record, there is no action to be taken on item 29A and 29B. And 31 and 32, there's no need to go back to close and or open. And so Prior to adjournment, our next Commissioners Court session, Monica, June 18th, and as always, the caveat is if there needs to be a meeting before, we will schedule it appropriately.
And we do appreciate your accommodation for the Thursday meeting because of our travel, so we do appreciate that.
Sincerely do. Thank you.
No problem. I think that concludes our agenda items. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.